all in for the Claude.
Right.
Vexana obviously hurts a lot, and you already have the 2 tanks that you need prerequisite to Vexana pick up, so you're in good hands. But then there's the Paquito as well as the Grok that can dive to the backlines. Hatred has to play perfect positioning, and we know that he can.
Of
Yeah.
course, of course.
We know that he can. We know he's
capable.
He's capable. But then this is RSG. They're great at setting up their kill box.
They're great at well, for a while was the death ball that they had, and just
Exactly.
raiding in general, right? But let's go ahead and jump into the match here to start off again. Day number 2 of week 3 in the MPL Philippines. It's RSG and TNC. This is game 1. We'll see how they start up. I like that you pointed out too, because with the fact that both these lineups, it could take a little while, right, for TNC to kind of get going.
Yeah.
To get those flames running here. But if they are able to get that lead and then buy time for the Claude pack for Nomad, which we see so often. Wow, he's already getting quite harassed here.
Bro! Oh my goodness!
Well,
I mean, I was a little shocked. I didn't expect Kusei to go straight up all in there.
Yeah.
First blood, like it's just nothing here.
Yeah,
I would say that was exercising the demon.
exactly. That is one way of exercising demon. And that's a
Bite
problem. That's a Claude.
Yeah,
it's
I
farm
was
dependent.
I was going all in on that. Buy time for the Claude, and as soon as I said it,
Yeah.
I see him getting shredded down.
Yeah. That's a main strength of the Roger. That's why I felt like it's a worthy ban for TNC. Just because of how easy it is for him to win in the early stages. As you saw, the Claude that's not guarded by the Minotaur.
Oh, speaking of the Minotaur, looked like it's going to be suffering a few hits here. Luckily, Super Yoshi still had that flicker, but he won't be able to use it later on, and that's crucial for this coming turtle. He can't do like those big Minoan Fury engages just yet.
And so he's not going to have that available to him. Turtle's up here in about 10 seconds, so we'll see both the teams kind of rotate up on this side, also trying to get that level 4 available to them in the XP lane and work through that. Now, once again, with the lineups here, Wolf, the better chance for the objective, is it for RSG?
Ooh. I think it's pretty even, honestly. Especially because Valentine is going to get level 4 anyways. So you can copy the Minoan Fury. It's going to be a 50-50.
Oh, they're
Yeah,
going
let's have
for
a
it.
look here. Obviously, Nats trying to chip away at the HP of heads here. Turtle is going to be low. All the damage going straight into Demon Kite, and it's Ryzen who gets the retribution on the Turtle.
Oh, Demon Kite underestimating the damage output of TNC. He literally received all of the ultimates. Apart from the Barrett's ultimate, he received it all. And he died eventually.
Hey, the old Fred's a Chad, as they say, but not that much. That's a lot. Plus, you saw how much kind of durability the lineup that TNC has, and even sustainability with the motivation roar, right? So they kind of worked through that, and now that's going to be a little difficult for RSG to work around. It's those timings, what we usually talk about, especially having the Minotaur across from you, especially Ryzen being on this Barrett's, where traditionally, like, you are just a roadblock, to work against here.
And obviously, it's going to take some time here for Nomad to actually get some kills on, but he is chipping away on the HP of Kusei here as much as he can. And you know what? I actually really like the Vexana swing, because if you notice, TNC's lineup does play slow. It's tanky, but it's slow. But with the spike that you get from the Eternal Guard, it kind of... there's a threat. There's always going to be a threat here for TNC in the early game.
Every time the ultimate is up, and that's important. And then, like I said, Hatred can deal so much damage. He just needs to position himself so well versus the enemies. And now Light is going to be marking Hatred, but not even a Grok at this point can withstand the damage output of a Vexana.
Yeah, that's actually the problem with it. Like, the lineup again for TNC, even not talking about the Eternal Guard, man. Like, that's just another kind of roadblock that RSG has to get over when it comes to these objectives. So that's where the trouble is for Light, because he has to be the one. And Rockhart, you mentioned this even yesterday. He was on point with the Grok, so he even has to kind of emulate that today, finding those setups against all these roadblocks, if you will, right?
Yeah.
So Demon Kite can only do so much. He can only tank so much of that front-loaded damage from TNC's lineup. And so even for RSG, they have they need time to build up. It was great that they had that first blood for Kosei, but look, they don't even want to contest this second turtle right now as Ryzen's going to go ahead and secure it.
Yeah, I mean, you have to understand, right, why these teams do this. Like, the reason why we're at 1-1 at almost 5 minutes. Guys, this is the reason.
Okay.
This is why.
This is why people say what they say.
Yeah.
This is why they say what they say, right, Wolf?
Because it's not 10 to 10 right now at 5 minutes in.
Not everyone's throwing all their skills in one guy.
Exactly.
Okay, hold on. They're going to feel this out here, but TNC going to get blocked
Oh, what
off.
a grok. What a grok block,
That was
dude.
beautiful.
That's it, yeah.
Oh,
So I guess that's Light trying to realize that, you know
They're
what, I
still
can't
going.
do those big engages just yet. I have to wait for a time where Kosei can actually do some decent bit of damage. They're doing that right now. They are facing off against the Eternal Guard
Oh!
head on, and the forward Minoan Fury here actually will knock up a lot of people, but will not result in any deaths here for RSG. They're still going at it, and RSG are the ones who get and come out on top.
Oh, Aqua, okay. So he's going to force them back. 2 Eternal Guards there on the map as well. Take some damage. Nas, though.
Big movement here
Okay.
from Nats. Make sure that, you know what, TNC, if you're not careful, someone's gonna get bursted here. So keep your eyes on the map.
You see what I mean by the timings?
Yep.
Is what RSG had to kind
Exactly.
of master with this matchup. Oh, man. No.
Oh, Nomin
Wow.
has been trying to do that for quite a while now. He's trying to bait the Lycan Pounce into the turret. He's tried it for, what, 3 or 4 times? Finally nailed it, but Kusei is way too tanky at this point. And yeah, you were talking about timings.
Yeah.
RSG had a wonderful timing out there just to try to guide TNC. And not only that, Nats was able to push top. That's why RSG easily got the lead after just one clash, just because of their superb macro, I mean.
Yeah, and actually that helps so much, especially when you have a Paquito, right? You want that Paquito to be so mobile. You want him to not be always managing the lane. So breaking that turret on top side means that, okay, TNC, activate your radar.
Yeah.
Or someone else, really, someone's going to disappear off the map.
Again, I like what Aqua's been doing, too. He's been holding on to Hatred's ultimate. And now they're going to battle here for the 3rd turtle of the game. They're going to feel it out. They go for it.
Oh, looks like it's going to be a little bit more of a contestation here happening for RSG, but a lot of their skills are actually missing, and now it's going to be a turtle for TNC, and the fight is not going to look pretty for them as well. RSG going to have to back off.
whoa!
Whoa, nice pullback there, and Kosei barely making it out there alive. What happened there?
It was TNC just pouring all of their resources onto one hero and basically hitting their shots while RSG didn't. And Demon Guy did not respect the damage output of TNC once again in that turtle fight. There was also the factor of Nats not having the actual good flicker play, like offensive flicker play, which kind of allowed TNC to have a better position despite them not having the flicker onto Hatred. So I can sum it up to just TNC having the better skill shot, you know?
Yeah.
And throwing out those skills.
I mean, that for both these teams with the lineups here, it's the timing that has to kind of be pulled off still. Putting the pressure here. Also, for Nomad, I mean, given the fact that he went down very early on to the first blood, he's done a relatively good job at keeping it even and not letting it slide out of his hands against Kosei. So even though Kosei hasn't died, he's still got the 2 kills. In terms of gold and economy, Nomad's doing exactly what he has to do on the Claude. Again, this is a hero that traditionally takes quite a bit of time to build up until you are a big threat to your team, unlike this Roger, where we've seen really shine, not only here, but even in other regions.
Yeah, this definitely could have been worse for Nomad. After that initial first blood blunder, they really reeled it back, right?
Yeah.
You can feel them just not taking as many fights as they can. But after that first turtle, obviously, they got every single one. So, looking really good so far for TNC. But the lead is actually just below 1K.
And quietly out there, though, Heads is slowly racking up the items, and later on he will be almost unkillable by RSG.
Yeah, looking really good right now. They're fighting under this turret, and Nats has no way to maneuver out of there. Light actually is not that tanky. Where's the damage going to come from here for RSG? Looks like they're going to be a 5-man. Minoan Fury make that 6 alongside the Eternal Guard, and the damage is very, very subtle here, but it's making its mark for RSG.
Still going. They get the double on Super Yoshi. What a set from Aqua.
Yeah, this TNC overextending. Especially after they got the kill onto Nats, they wanted to go for more. But they did not communicate that they don't have the Purify anymore on Nomad. And that's the reason why they didn't have the damage output afterwards. And RSG just strikes back.
Wow, they're going to go right for that Lord, as they should. Again, couple seconds here for the rest of TNC to get up. They're not going to get here in time, so they got to give up this objective after losing a devastating team fight where they thought they had the upper hand. We're going to take a look at the replay here in just a second.
Yeah, you know what? These are the moments where I think adrenaline is the enemy.
Look at that.
Look at that.
At
Wow.
Oh,
Man, there's no other way to describe it.
Well,
no
there is,
Purify
Wolf.
no mid.
The chef's kiss.
The chef's kiss.
Beautiful. What does your sticker say? Beautiful.
Beautiful ML.
Oh, yeah.
beautiful ML.
Yeah, has to be in a Filipino accent.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right if it's in
Beautiful.
Beautiful ML. It can
Make
work.
the F a
You
P.
can make it work.
Make the F a P.
Yeah, do it. And imagine
Do it.
you as double O. Beautiful ML.
Beautiful. Was that right?
He's
Almost.
almost there.
Almost.
Yeah.
I'm almost Filipino enough.
Yeah.
All right, top lane.
Oh, man, the
Assault
Guardian's
continues?
barrier. Look at this.
Oh, what
That
a
is
cutoff.
so good. It forces Nomad and, Hatred and Heads
Yeah.
to look for a way to navigate this. And while they were doing that, RSG takes the turret.
What an architect. It's like the wall that he built really blocked off TNC. Now all of the
Remember what you said earlier about the gold difference and the gold kind of economy here. Now, RSG heavily in favor.
exactly, and that's massive at 11K, just because of the fact that your Roger is about what a full item above the Claude, and that's pretty important because the next Lord fight is gonna transpire in a minute from now. TNC might not have the Wind of Nature or enough damage as compared to Kusei with his Marksman emblem, by the way.
Oh, so this kind of emblem scales better, right? For the late
For
game.
sure. For sure.
It's not as bursty like as a lethal ignition, but
Yeah.
it does it works better off of like bigger item pickups. So yeah, late game is definitely better here.
I mean, that alone already looked at how much struggle it has been for TNC to even get the kill on Kosei. Right? With that Lord advantage, they got a good amount of gold, 2,300 gold there. They did a lot to the turrets as well. And that's the other thing is TNC held it together for a long time, but they're losing in terms of the space on the map as well. But real quick, before we get ready for that next Lord, itemization, how's it looking?
That's what I was gonna say. In the next Lord fight, Wind of Nature will not be available for Nomad yet.
Ooh.
While for RSG, you have Kusei with Blade of Despair. Works well with the passive and also the skill 2 of the wolf form, wherein you can smell your opponents when they're low and you deal bonus damage. Coupled it up with a Blade of Despair, Kusei will be, snacking on TNC.
Oh,
yeah, if
man.
you're not like a Barats or a Minotaur, you better watch your back.
Yeah.
100%.
That's kind of what we've seen again. The strength of the Roger pick doing really well so far. Light's got the information here that they need. The rest of TNC wants to get in this zone, but also look at the bottom side, the pressure. This is what Naz loves to do. So he'll go ahead and clear that out, but already pushing for the Lord.
I don't know why, but TNC are barreling through this HP of this Lord here, but they are going to be suffering from a setup as well from the Minoan Fury of Aqua, and now it's going to be a bit of a 50-50 here on the Lord take. Both jugglers are low, and it's going to be Ryzen on top,
Wow,
but
Nomad.
it is Nomad who takes that Lord.
Oh, he's unleashing the demon right now, but look at the top side now.
Oh.
It's the double.
The cleanup!
The cleanup was there, but TNC did get the objective. It was Nomad that finished off that Lord there. So now he's got to defend the base against 2.
It's gonna be difficult, especially with not just walking by casually. And even with the Lord on TNC side, they will lose their inhibitor. Big props to Ryzen, just clinching and holding onto the Daytona's welcome at the right moment when both him and Demon Kite were low. And because of that, they secured the Lord. You can see through the replay, it's once again Nats making it work for RSG.
That's what I like to talk about. XP lane impactful throughout it. Again, another nice setup here. And even though Nats joins the fight a little bit late, he still chases the right targets. And even down by the Lord, you see what Wolf was talking about.
Yeah.
Ryzen holds on to that Daytona's welcome, gets it off on Demon Kite. They handle the Lord really easily, though. But what I'm wondering is TNC, what can they get out of that, right? They got the Lord, but they haven't got any turrets yet.
Yeah. It's mainly, at that point, the Wind of Nature for Nomad would have been a perfect solution They could have taken out Kusei, who does not have his own wind of nature, right? So now that he has it, maybe now TNC will feel a little bit stronger and more confident. They just have to wait for their flicker play on the Minotaur, on Super Yoshi. But now Nomad with a Purify, it's gonna be a winnable fight for TNC. Despite them struggling by 3.7k, RSG needs to still respect the late game scaling of TNC.
Yeah, late game scaling, especially the fact that we say this a lot with Claude, the impact that he can have in these later team fights, especially when we get towards that 18-20 minute mark. And you know, you already mentioned he has the Wind of Nature now too as well. That's available to him. So really, when you look at this, I mean, look at the gold benefit that they got from the Lord, right? It really wasn't what they wanted. They kind of just bought more time, and maybe that's the answer in the long run.
Oh man, maybe they have summoned Demon with that gold lead. Gold difference, I mean.
Oh, that is fitting, Wolf.
That's fitting, for sure.
Could work. We'll see if it's enough. But, I mean, in terms of gold, he's quite down from Kosei. So, really, when he's building that last item here, it still comes down, once he's fully item locked, is really the setups, right? The setups coming through. And so far, I got to say, Aqua's done an outstanding job at setting up for RSG. So, TNC, on the other hand, this is now in terms of, all right, Super Yoshi, it's your time to shine.
It's actually the most surprising because Aqua has been doing the more aggressive Minoan Furies compared to the actual Minotaur.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Light got the orange buff. And that means, well, Ryzen is maxed out anyways, but that's damage that you take away from TNC.
Yep, so right now, buffless.
Yeah.
Ryzen's going to go ahead and take quite a few hits. Still tanky. Nice pull, though.
Oh,
okay.
Actually pretty good. Things are becoming really 50-50 here so far.
Kusei stepping on that, on the so-called teamwork.
So no more Purify for him, so now they're going to work with that. Nav's coming in from the backside, though. They have to be careful about displacement. Hatred!
Oh, Hatred! Oh, he was such in a problematic state here. Was able to walk out here. And, of course, that's going to be leaving both Super Yoshi and Nomad here to deal with him. And he gets his prize in the end. Nomad's falling as well. It is an utter disaster for TNC.
Oh, Kosei's still going to chase him down, too. Heads and Super Yoshi.
Yeah, not even the Minotaur is tanky enough to sustain against this Roger anymore. And RSG, they just feeling it.
What a masterpiece that was of a team fight, especially with the pressure from Naz there. And that will take game number 1 for RSG against TNC.
That's in that last exchange. He said, "Welcome to my channel. This is my